Hello. I am doing the lecture on the 1920s. I'm recording it primarily because I'm not sure. Hello. I'm not sure that I will be back tomorrow, Tuesday, when we do our. Because I'm doing a Rotary Club luncheon with going with Jordan De Silva, who's giving a speech. And so I wanted to be sure we didn't fall behind because I'm on a very tight schedule trying to get us through a certain point by the time we get to spring break. So I thought I would start with the Roaring Twenties, prosperity and change, and the new society that develops from here. We're going to describe consumerism, we're going to talk about the end of the progressive era, and we're going to describe and discuss the changes to American society, which are many in the 1920s. Keep in mind that technology is developing very rapidly in the 1920s. Part of this we saw started in the Gilded Age with the arrival of electricity, with the progressive interest in managing an economy and all that kind of stuff and managing business. And certainly during World War I, we saw a huge amount of managed economy. The War Industries Board, yes, can't confuse World War I and World War II. The War Industries Board that controlled consumption, production, made sure everybody had the right stuff. They set prices, they set wages, they controlled everything. They had a very tightly managed economy. And a very tightly managed society, if you remember the Sedition Acts and those kinds of things. So that's kind of a big deal, you could say. And so people get very frustrated after World War I, and there's a lot of reasons. And I mentioned when we talked about World War I that there was some frustration with the Treaty of Versailles, and there was frustration with how we'd gotten involved in the war and why we'd gotten involved in the war. So that was part of it too, but some of it was also just kind of a frustration with progressivism. We saw the same kind of trend after Reconstruction. We'll see it again after the New Deal and after the Great Society. We have these decades or so where we have massive kind of reform and progressive change and all this kind of stuff, and very quickly people get tired of it. They get tired of never quite solving all the problems. And so I think this is certainly what happens in the 1920s. So it's a period of consumption and production. Again, this is where we see technology coming in. Manufacturing's up by 64%. The economy grows 7% per year. Early on in the 1920s, it's a real prosperity. Okay, so I will give props to Andrew Mellon on that. But once you get to about 1925, 1926, it's increasingly transitioning from real prosperity to one of illusion. One that's built on credit, one that's built on kind of this, moving debt around, that kind of thing. And if you remember me kind of talking about the reparation payments with Germany and